that sounds much better. And yeah, as I was saying, I did this same video back in 2024, so I am so excited to do it again here in 2025. Well, I'm excited to do it for the 2025 year. It isn't 2026 now. It's actually March of 2026, so hopefully I can edit this video and get it out in March, but we'll see. I love filming this video. It's been probably one of the videos I get most excited about actually doing. And yeah, I'm going to do it a little bit different this year. Last year I took some pictures and then just kind of like talked about it and showed it on the screen. Whereas I think this year I'm going to just organize it as I go, and it's just going to be more editing for me later, but I think it should be okay. Yeah, so here's everything I read in 2025. It was 55 books here. Now that I have it set up here, I do think it might be a little bit too much visually with the bookshelves in the background, so I'm thinking about maybe moving to that wall. That's just like the hallway wall, because then it'll just be blank and the books will really pop. So I think I'm going to do that. Give me 1 second. Okay. I banged my toe on this bench pretty good. Said quite a few choice words there, but we're all set up. It's all good to go. And hi Raven. That's my other little kitty cat. She's a little bit more shy, so but you always see her tail. We always joke that, like, you know, when like you tie a like balloon to the back of your kid and you can like see the balloon moving around, but you can't see the kid. That's what we think of every time she walks around with her tail, because her tail's all the way up all the time. But anyways, yeah, I think this is probably going to be better. It's less clutter in the background. We'll actually be able to see the books. But yeah, here's everything I read in 2025. 55 books. That's pretty good. I'm very proud of that. The goal was 40, so we definitely hit it. And yeah, so I'm excited to talk about it. I'm gonna move it into a couple of different categories here. I think first I'm gonna split it up between month. Alrighty, actually before we jump into that, last year I was at 57 books per year, where this year for 2025 I was at 55 books, so I'm not upset that I didn't get, like, I guess it would have been nice to get over 57, but since my goal was 40, I'm definitely not upset about that. The pages read per month is as follows. My biggest month was December at 3,029 pages, and my least amount of pages was March with 681 pages, which the total pages I read for 2024 was 18,366. For 2025, my total was 20,218 pages. So, which is about 55 pages a day. So technically I read more pages in 2025 than I did 2024, even though I read less books. And then I have to go look, I think my journal from last year, or maybe in the last year's stats video I put this up, but I need to add my 20,000 pages from this year to my lifetime total, which I'll put that on the screen. I don't want to go upstairs and find that now, but it'll be on the screen for you. Okay, so now this is my second take at a voiceover because I don't know what I'm doing, and clearly I don't know what I'm doing because my mic didn't work when I originally recorded this because I didn't turn it on. Go me! So anyways, this is organized by page count. So all the way on the left, that little stack of 15 books is the books that are less than 250 pages. The middle two stacks are 250 to 400 pages, which is 22 books. And the right two stacks are 400 plus pages, which is 18 books right there. My average length book was 380 pages, which is pretty good. And the smallest book I read was Fracture Me by Tahereh Mafi. That was 72 pages, a little novella. And the longest book I read was Kingdom of Ash, which is 984 pages, which is just crazy. So
yeah, that's what I was talking about in this clip. You're going to hear my voiceover for the next couple until I decide to finally get my stuff together and turn on the microphone. Okay, voiceover number 2. Here I am talking about how this bench is too small to hold all of the book stacks for the entire year. But over on the left is starting at January, then February, March, April, May, and June, and then eventually I will switch it over to the second half of the year. But this is how many books I read each month. Oh, there it is. And the most books I read in a month was 7. I read 7 books in September and 7 books in February. And then May was my least amount of books read. That was 2 books for the month of May. In the first half of the year, I read 8,095 pages, and in the second half of the year, I read 12,123 pages. So later in the year, I had a much more, I don't want to say successful reading, but I just read more pages during the second half of the year. I think I had some other stats to share with you, but now that it is June and this was filmed in March, I can only blame myself that I don't remember. Next, I organized it by star rating. I guess I pulled over this little side table because I wanted it all to fit in frame. But all the way to the left, we are starting off with the 2 stars and going all the way to 5 stars on the right. I'll pop up the little notes on the screen so it can make a little bit more sense. But I think it was a pretty good year. In 2024, I had a 3.5 average rating, whereas in 2025, I had a 3.6 average rating. So, hey, a 0.1% increase in average rating. Look at us go. The 5-star stack over there looks pretty tall. 4 stars, always looking good. And I would say I probably had more 2-star and 2.5-star ratings this year than I normally do. I feel like I tried to get better at DNFing books instead of just pushing through, and I'm still getting better at doing that, and I'm just getting better at picking books that I know I'll like. So I think the goal for maybe 2026 is to have less of a 3-star stack. I feel like that average 3-star book is kind of where things pile up. I wish that it would just be more 4 stars instead of such a high 3-star stack. But obviously, this is all hopes and dreams, and we can only hope for the best. I'm not sure what else I'm talking about here because obviously this was so long ago. It's kind of funny because I don't even remember really filming this. It was so long. Oh, there's little Raven. I can see her tail. That's how I know it's her, is her tail just pop up. Oh, there I am. She's usually not a big cuddler, but I guess during this video she's making her appearance. How cute. Oh, and I guess I've organized it. Let me figure out what I've organized this for. Can I pause my recording? I don't know. Okay, I figured it out. So this is my piles of liked, didn't like, and loved. This is more based on vibes instead of like star ratings. So all the way on the left is my liked pile. The middle is didn't like. No, that's not right. Okay, I think the left is didn't like. That would make more sense. Then the middle is liked, and then all the way to the right is loved. So I don't know why in my notes here I have it switched around, which is why I got confused. But, anyways, yeah, clearly I had more liked and loved books than I had in that didn't like pile, which is always the goal. And I guess I'm pulling up some more stats or something, and I don't know. I wish I knew what past me was talking about, and instead of me just sitting here winging it, trying to figure out and talk until this clip is over. And, okay, I found some notes for myself from last time. I guess this is what I was reading off of. I had 1 2-star, 6 2.5 stars, 15 3-stars, 8 3.5 stars, 13 4-stars, 2 4.5 stars, and 10 5-stars. 10 5-stars. That's actually pretty impressive. Now that I'm halfway through 2026, I wonder what I'm at right now. But I guess both you and me will have to wait until I film my 2026 stats video. And if I ever catch up with my wrap up videos, which I hope to, you will also get a sneak peek at that. Now, what am I talking about here? I seem pretty concerned about something. Maybe talking about my star rating or hoping to get better ratings in 2026. I don't know. I've had quite a few 4 stars. I feel like I've had way more 4 stars than 3 stars in 2026 so far. So maybe that's what I'm talking about and my hope for 2026, and it's actually coming true. So maybe that's just, you gotta just put out positive vibes out there in the world, and then it'll happen.
Alrighty. I'm all over the place. I guess I forgot to turn the microphone back on, so hopefully that's going to be okay. I'll try and fix it in editing. It's been a lot of work moving around these books right now. And now that I think about it, I probably should have taken my thumbnail picture when I had all of them up here, like every one of them stacked up, but that's okay, I'll do it afterwards. Yeah. So I have now organized it by author. So the author I read the most books from was Sarah J. Maas with 8 books. Obviously the Throne Glass series was my biggest series that I completed. So of course that's going to be the most author. Same author. What am I saying? The author I read the most from. The next one is Rena Kent with 6 books, and that is also tied for Ruby Dixon with 6 books as well. It's funny how this is 6 books and this is 6 books, and it's clearly the page difference there is a lot. And then the rest of them, the other 7, are tied for 2 books each. So we had Allie Hazelwood with Bride and Deep End. We had Courtney Peppernell with The Space Between Us and The Way Back Home. We had Cami Garcia and Gabrielle Piccolo with the Starfire and Robin Teen Titans series. We had Navessa Allen with Lights Out and Caught Up. We had Leigh Bardugo with Shadow and Bone and The Demon in the Wood prequel. And then we had Rachel Smythe with the Lore Olympus series, the first 2. And we had Tahira Mafi with Unravel Me, and Fracture Me was the little novella I read out of the Unite Me book. And so yeah, pretty good. I'd say the next thing we should do is divide it up between new author versus author I've read from before. Alrighty, we're back to it. Here is authors with either read before or new authors. So these 2 piles are everything all the authors I've read from before, and those 2 piles are the ones that are new to me this year. So 12 authors were read before, and 19 authors were new to me this year in 2025. Pretty interesting. Okay, this time we did it audiobook versus physically read. Obviously, you guys know which one's the audiobook. I am an audiobook girly, we know this. So that one, we had 39 books in audiobook, and one of them Artemis was, I started out physically and I just kind of couldn't really get through it. I was struggling, so then I picked up the audiobook for the other half. And then we had 15 books that were read physically. That's mostly my graphic novels and my poetry. Okay, next up is by genre. We have our fantasy stack here is always going to be the biggest stack. That is mostly what I read. There was 18 books in the fantasy category. Next was our contemporary, regular romance. I don't really know if you consider Bride a dark romance or not, but 4 of those. And then we had 15 dark romance. We had 6 graphic novels, 9 poetry, 1 mystery, 1 thriller / dark romance, and one sci-fi. I can't believe I've only read one sci-fi this year. My sister would be so disappointed. Sci-fi is her favorite genre, so clearly I need to get some more recommendations from her and get on the sci-fi train more, because I do love sci-fi. So I don't know what was going on with me this year, but I will keep that in mind for 2026. I'm making it through. Maybe I shouldn't have done this video right after recovering from my illness, because this is a lot of work. You don't think moving around books is that big of a deal until you're just moving them around constantly. And yeah, they're a lot heavier. It's a lot more work than you think it is. But we are on our last section of moving the books around. So this is all of the standalones that I read this year. There was 16 standalones. If these are a part of a series, I'm unaware. So please let me know down in the comments if maybe one of these is a series, but I really don't think so. Maybe this time, maybe that's like interconnected with something, but I really think all of these are standalones. So yeah, I definitely had more series than standalones. So that's pretty good. I'm glad to keep going with the series, because as I've said previously, if I don't keep up with my series, I forget everything because I'm a goldfish, and you know that I don't enjoy them. So it's good I keep those rolling. Okay, we're moving a little closer. Here are my next category is series. These are broken up into a couple different sections. The first section is my completed series. So we have the Throne of Glass series and the Legacy of God series, Sarah J. Maas and Rena Kent. I started and completed both of these series in 2025, so that is go me. Yeah, I really enjoyed both of these series. Throne of Glass was definitely more than the Legacy of Gods, but I'm still happy with both and very excited that I got those off my list. Next up is the series that I will not be continuing in. We have Whiskey Words and a Shovel, Volume 1. I did read, I think I started Volume 2 in 2026, maybe last month, and I DNF'd it. I will not be continuing. It's not for me. The writing was just not very good, so I have DNF'd and unhauled Volume 2 and Volume 3. Then we had the Shatter Me series by Tahereh Mafi. I read Shatter Me in 2024, and it was just okay. Read Unravel Me, and then the 2 novellas in Unite Me, and it's just, the series is not for me. The main character irks me. I can't stand her, so it's a no-go. I'm not going to continue, unfortunately. Next one is the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. I read the prequel, The Demon in the Wood, and then read Shadow and Bone. It just felt very predictable, typical trilogy YA. It just feels like I know everything that's going to happen, and it just didn't interest me enough to keep going, so I will not be continuing in that series. And then last is The Starlight Heir by Emily Howard. I think the second book comes out in 2026. I'm not quite sure. I'll put it up on the screen. But I thought this book was fine. I just didn't like it enough to care. Like, I just don't feel like I care about the characters, and so I'm just not going to continue. I'd rather spend my time on some of these other books that I want to continue in the series and keep going with that. There's only so much time in the day and so much time in the year. So, unfortunately, that one is, I'm not going to continue. Okay, last but not least, here are the series that I will be continuing in 2026. We have Shauna McGuire's Every Heart a Doorway series. The next one comes out in January 2026, which already passed. And I did possibly already read it, so stay tuned for my January wrap-up to see my thoughts on that. Next up is the Bride series by Ali Hazelwood. The next one is Mate. I have already purchased it, so I just need to push myself to actually read it. I liked Bride, I just I don't know. I'm not interested in continuing, but I am at the same time. And so if I am going to pick it up, I need to pick it up right away, because otherwise I'm just going to set myself up for failure, and it's going to go too long between books, and then I'm not going to remember anything, and then I'm not going to like it. So I need to pick this one up as soon as possible. Next up is Lights Out by Navessa Allen. The next one is Game On. It comes out, I think, March 31st or March 30th. I already pre-ordered it. I am so excited for the next one. I cannot wait to pick it up and read it. I'm hoping I can pick it up the second it comes out. And yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I'm very excited about it. Next up is the Ice Planet Barbarians series by Ruby Dixon. There are 20 books in this series. I don't know why. I think my rating has gone down since the first one. The first one I gave 5 stars. I think it's gone downhill since then. They're a fun, goofy time, and that's why I keep going with it. I've gone through the first 6. I own the next 4, so the first 10 of the series I own. I think they don't make the special edition covers after 10, so I think that's going to be my kind of hint to maybe put the series down after that. But I don't know. If I really like the next 4, maybe I do keep going. Who knows? But I do plan to at least read the next 4 in the series. Then we have Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moronova. I think there's other books that are more an interconnected series, not necessarily like a direct sequel to this one. So I've still put it in here though as a series. So I really liked this book, and I really like this author, so I'm very excited to keep picking up more work by them. I just recently bought Your Blade, My Heart. I'll put it up on the screen, but it's something like that, and it's a duology that's kind of interconnected with this one. I think it still follows the like dark forces, so I think that's gonna be really fun, and I'm really excited to keep going. Next up is Teen Titans. You guys know I love this series, and the next one comes out in August of 2026. I can't believe I have to wait that long, but I will definitely pick that up and pre-order it once it gets closer. I'm very excited about it. Next up, Avatar. I have been doing absolutely horrible at keeping up with this series. When did I read this last? February of 2025. I have not picked up the next one, and it is March 2026. What am I doing? But I still want to go through it because I love the cartoon, and I want to read the rest of these before I watch Legend of Korra cartoon, and then I've got to read the graphic novels of the Legend of Korra. So I need to keep going. Next up, To Steal a Bride by Daniela Mira. I did pick up the next one, and I think, unfortunately, I read this back in January of 2025, and this is a typical case of me waiting too long to pick up the series. I gave this 4.5 stars / 5 stars. Why did I not pick up the next book right away? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I tried to pick it up, I think, like last month or the month before that, and I just did not know what was going on because I had forgotten everything. So, I don't know. I don't know if I should go. I need to, like, pick it up again and either just push through that kind of first bit of confusion and then things will come back to me, or maybe I just need to DNF it altogether. I don't know, but the longer I wait, the worse it's going to get, but I need to continue because I liked the first one, so what am I doing? I don't know. Next one, Mistress of Evil. This is the 6th or 7th book in the villain series. It goes through kind of more the origin story of all of the Disney villains. The next one is Evil Thing, which is about, who is it about? I don't know. I'll put it up on the screen, but yeah, I need to keep going with them. They're always usually, a good time, so I want to keep going with the series. I think there's 12 of them now, so yeah, I need to keep going and get that off my series list. You guys know Rebecca Yarros, Onyx Storm, Fourth Wing. Of course, I'm going to read the next one. I don't know that she's going to come out with one in 2026. She's been writing a lot of other stuff, so who knows if the next one in this series is going to come out. I bet you it's going to come out like January, February of 2027. But obviously, if it does come out in 2026, I will be picking that up right away. And last, we have The Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe. This one, I think the 10th and 11th books are coming out in 2026. I've read the first two. I actually just finished the third one, so stay tuned for my February wrap-up to hear my thoughts on that. And I did order some more of them. So yeah, I want to get caught up with those because I am enjoying them. And yeah, so very exciting. I'm tired. I did it. I filmed it all, took the thumbnail, so we are all done with our 2025 reads, everything we read in 2025. My top 3 reads of the year were, of course, The Empire Storm, Tower of Dawn, and Kingdom of Ash. The last 3 books of the Throne of Glass series. I don't think that's a shock to anyone. All of those were 5 stars. The tandem read was just so fun to do. Like, I enjoyed the tandem read way more than I thought I would. Like, I guess I just went into it thinking Tower of Dawn was going to be pretty boring, but when you do the tandem read of it, it makes it so good. Like, I almost like the tandem read more than I like Kingdom of Ash. And I don't know, they're just very tied in my mind. Like, all 3 of those were just amazing. The tandem read, just like, there's so much going on, and there's so much adventure and journey that happens for all of the characters, and the character development for every single one of them is just chef's kiss. And Kingdom of Ash, I mean, what an epic way to end the series, and emotional way to end the story for these characters. I mean, obviously I hope that I can see all of them again in maybe a future book, if like they're interconnected somehow. I think I might know more about that once I get to Crescent City, but what a amazing series, and I'm just so glad I read them, and that I got to do it with my best friend. She read all of them with me, and we just got to talk about them while we got through them, and it was such a fun and amazing experience, and I'm so happy I read them, and I can't wait to maybe one day read through them again. There was a lot of good ones. There was some fails during this year, but mostly good, and yeah, I'm so happy with the 2025 reading year. I'm so happy to finally get this video filmed and hopefully up for you soon. But for now, I'm gonna leave this here, and when my fiance gets home from work, I'll ask him to help me. But right now, I need to go lay down and take a nap so I don't get sick again, because I can definitely feel the energy was up there for a little while, and now after filming so many videos back to back, I'm feeling the sickness again. So thank you for going on this journey with me through this blast through the past, and I hope that you had a great 2025 reading year. Let me know down in the comments if whatever your favorite was of the year. Subscribe if you want, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!